that you? Great to see you. Gotta tell you, Big Dave, I see you. Have no fear. Happy Saturday, articulate alligator, spiritual starfish, passionate porpoise.
Is that Jakey Bakey? Woo! Yeah! I know, my energy's weird. Yeah! Let's do this. Here he is. Is that a new hat?
New hat. I am the owner of the LA League of the A7FL, man. It's a football league with no pads.
Very cool. That sounds dangerous.
It's awesome.
You know what? I like dangerous, Big Dave.
Me too. I like dangerous. I like the extraordinary. That's what I like.
You know what I like? Passionate porpoises, just like you. I see Jesse on here. We're going to bring him on in 5 minutes. I'm super excited to connect with him. I'm a fan of his work.
Me too. He's awesome, dude.
Happy Saturday, Big Dave. You ready to get weird?
I'm ready to get awesome. Are you coming to visit me this week? Is that true?
Is water wet? It's already booked.
How's your foot?
It's all right. It's all right. Minor setback.
All right.
To be honest with you, it's going to make the story that much cooler when we shock the world in October. It is what it is. All right, ready for me?
I'm ready for you.
All right. How does one cultivate courage?
Wow, that's easy. So courage is an aspect of confidence, and other people will perceive in a comparative state courage because they are unwilling or afraid to participate in a certain activity. Where if you enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential, certain things that may appear to be courageous are just things that you're confident in doing. The ability to stay in the learning zone, be aware of when you're in the anxiety zone, allows you to be more and more courageous in the perception of others. But as far as your own perception goes, it's a matter of being clear, balanced, and focused, and enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential that provides the confidence that appears to be courageous.
He's got nuggets today. Gems and nuggets. Woo! Firing on all cylinders. Is Jakey Bacon here or what? Or he's hungover?
He's hungover. He had Shabbat Shalom last night. Man, I don't know what he was. He said Hashem is in his corner.
Yeah. Is that what he's calling it, Dave? We know what he was up to.
Exactly.
Dave, one thing I've seen you talking about a lot recently really hits home to me. I think the audience could benefit a great deal from you explaining this one. The difference between sacrificing and investing.
Yeah, I'm not a true believer in sacrifice. I think sacrifice is a opinion avoid shortages and obstacles. If you feel like you're sacrificing, then you're living in a world of not enough or just enough. If you truly have black card faith that there's more than enough of everything for everyone, each time you have a failure, a setback, a mistake, some sort of void in your life, see, people see that pain that occurs as punishment. So then they think that, oh, I'm being punished, therefore I'm sacrificing in order to get something. Well, that's a scarce opinion and perspective. For me, I live in the world of more than enough, where I don't live in a world of punishment. I live in a world of propulsion. See, when pain happens in my life, when failures, setbacks, and mistakes happen in my life, it propels me to something better, a better situation, or makes my situation better. And therefore, I am investing in myself when I have those setbacks, mistakes, and failures. Even if I lose money, I always tell people that I invested over $100 million in myself in 2008, and other people are like, dude, you went bankrupt and you're a loser. Well, that's your perception, but here I am today in a better place, a better situation. I made my situation better because of the investment I made in the dummy tax I paid.
Yeah, and now you're better, you're stronger, you're wiser, you've grown from that. So whoever said that, like, goodbye, thanks for coming. We're gonna ask you one more, and then we're gonna bring on Jesse real quick. How weird are we gonna get next week in the studio? You ready? Big week.
I'm ready, man. We got office hours. I was gonna ask you a question, and I don't know if you've seen all the list of guests on office hours. Which one of those guests most excites you that we have on that list?
Two of them, Cameron Diaz and Ed Milet.
Oh, what a pair!
Yeah. And also, I like Ryan Serhant. He's cool too. $1 Million Listing.
Well, there's Apollo Ono and Sugar Ray Leonard, and Sadhguru is one of my favorite. Serena and Sage Dyer, but Jim Quick. We got a star-studded cast for the first late night show for entrepreneurs as Office Hours with David Meltzer. We'll film next week with Craig Siegel in the house.
Yes. I love it. Real quickly, David, and we'll bring on Jesse. The difference between a goal and a milestone.
Yeah, well, goal is indicative of attaching your emotions to an outcome. And the problem with having goals, which I was always a goal setter, is that when you attain that goal, you've limited yourself, right? You've limited yourself. You've attached the emotions to the outcome. And then when you get there, the emotions are not aligned with the outcome. And therefore, you feel as if you're empty. You haven't attained the fulfillment and passion and purpose that you wanted. So I call what I'm looking for is milestones, right? As you're a runner, you're going to shock the world at the marathon in October. You're going to pass each mile marker knowing that you can do more, run more, faster, longer, harder, all the things that are necessary in order to shock the world.
Ooh, mic drop. And that was just the appetizer. Jesse Bradley, you ready for us?
He's ready for us.
Let's bring him on.
JB in the house. Don't even call it a comeback. Jesse Bradley's been here for years.
That's
empowering other people as a pastor, as a pro athlete. The man has faced all the investments that he made, propelling himself into a better place, a better situation, a passion, purpose, and profitability for him and others. There he is.
Yeah.
You are gonna
you brother.
Diminishing your brand by being here, but welcome to the Weekend Warriors.
I love this. You guys are high octane. Most people are rolling out of bed. You're already talking about propulsion.
Jesse, it's good to connect with you. I was taking a look at your work because preparation breeds confidence, and also I'm a fan. I got to say, I love your energy. I love everything you're about. It's cool to connect with you here today. I'm excited.
Thank you so much, Craig. I love how you go after it, man. You don't hold anything back, whether it's a marathon, an interview, whatever you're doing, you're all in. That's the only way to go.
That's it, 100%.
Absolutely.
Dave, get him.
Yeah, well, for those who don't know, Jesse's life, like mine and Craig's, is not perfect. Although he may look perfect, he has lived a journey of lessons, of failures, setbacks, and mistakes. And some are because of his own doing, and others are just the journey that he has been chosen to lead so he could learn the lessons to be a better person, to help other people, which he does now. So he went from being a pro athlete to almost dying, and then becoming a pastor and empowering others. He's what I call one of the Meltzer thousands. He's one of those guys out there that I know in his lifetime will empower at least 1,000 people to empower another 1,000 simply to be happy. Jesse, I thought maybe to start, you could share just a little bit of your story of inspiration so people can see that there is no perfection, just progress in life.
That's right. I believe that passion comes out of pain, purpose comes out of pain, and I know pain. I know what it's like to feel hopeless. And when you look at statistics, the Census Bureau said 48% of Americans feel hopeless during this last year. So there's a lot of people looking for hope, trying to find hope. Because when you have hope, it overflows, and then you spread it to other people. And I played professional soccer overseas. It was my childhood dream. And when I was in Africa, I took a prescribed medication to prevent malaria. And it messed with me. I was fighting for my life for a year. It took me 10 years to fully recover. Not only that, but I was fighting for my sanity. It brought on panic attacks, depression that I'd never experienced before. And when you're at that low point, there's a wrestling. What is my identity? Who am I? And I had performance trapped, that everything in my life was based on performance, better in sports, better in grades. And I realized that that's not ultimately going to fulfill me, as important as it is. So I had to search, where am I going to find hope? And I love this paradigm shift, because a paradigm shift is when a concept changes and you take hold of that new concept and that new worldview. And it's not just to intellectually gain knowledge, but then it's to live it out. And what are you going to do with that? So I had to shift identity, mindset, habits. I had to shift relationships. My career shifted. I couldn't believe that many things shifted at one time. But it's humbling. If you've ever been fighting for your life, fighting for your sanity, it's humbling to reach that point. But I believe some of the best things happen out of the worst situations. And so right now, don't let your head stay down. If you're going through a difficult time, that's a time of learning. That's a time of transformation. And if you stay teachable, you're going to go on to heights that you never anticipated. Some of the greatest things in life, you're never going to see them coming. So I love to run with guys like you who see that hope. I got to be real here. Good Morning America was in this last week and doing that interview. And the next day, someone I know for decades took their life. And so, I'm not trying to just say a few things that sound good or a couple sound bites. Like, my passion is to reach people who are starving for hope, thirsty for hope, know there's something more out there, and then let's bring that. Not something fake or just something that sounds good but doesn't work, but what's real, because we've got people, and I see them in my community, kids are taking their lives. And so I want to make a difference. I want to be there for people. And I believe you can't sit back and be passive during this pandemic. You got to go to where people are. I mean, that's why you're on Instagram Live right now. You go to where people are, they're on their phones, and meet them where they're at, and then be real, be authentic, and bring a word of hope.
Wow. Jesse, I got to ask one thing. I always say people don't mind hard, right? And you're an Ivy League athlete, a professional athlete. You're someone that is well-rounded, a Renaissance type of individual trying to do and pursue their potential in everything they do. But people don't like long. And you said something I didn't realize, that the struggles that you had, the pain that you were faced with lasted 10 years. And whether you're 30, 40, or 50, 10 years is a long time. If you're 10, it's extremely long. But percentage-wise, it's a long time. How can we help people with what I call that black card faith? That American Express black card faith, that, you're all in, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. You're going to enjoy that journey of elevating others to elevate yourself.
That's right, exactly. Because sometimes life's going one way and then it isn't going that way anymore. And those are the defining moments of your life. What are you going to do in the transition? And I'm inspired by other people. I'd say get around some people who are carrying the same DNA. Like, I know one guy, he works full time during the pandemic. He just rose up, found a team, given over 10 million pounds of food away. When I think about hope boxes, I know a team, people produce hope boxes. People fill us with gifts, and it's like they're spreading that, they're living it. When you're around people who live it, see, it's taught and it's caught. And the most important decision, it's going to be relationships, the quality of relationships, the quality of your life. So you can't just randomly kind of walk through and say, oh, what's going to happen to me today? Yes, there's things out of your control, but what's in your control? And you got to start where you are, do what you can, use what you have. So take inventory, pay attention to what you've got. There's opportunities all around. Don't despise small beginnings, and then you're going to persevere. For me, I never thought faith would be a part of it. I grew up in a family, Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors spiritually. But, just for me, and I realized there's a lot of different views and beliefs, and respect everyone. We're all equal. For me, when I saw Jesus, I never saw so much hope. I never saw someone who handled adversity like that. And so it's not just to get some facts from him, but to follow him means, like, Jesus helped me to be more like you. So find some mentors, find some people that you can learn from, mentor some other people. Those relationships are always important. And I think you got to have a spirit of not giving up, because it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. People are going to throw shade. People are going to criticize you. The more you bring the light, bugs. I grew up in Minnesota. Bugs, they come to the light. There's mosquitoes everywhere. That's the state bird. They come to the light. So wherever you shine the light, you shine the love, you're going to get it on social media. You're going to get the comments. You're going to get the hate. That's just par for the course. So don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. But instead, you're living for something bigger than that. You've got a cause. You're going to help people. You're going to make a difference. And when you see lives change, there's nothing greater than lives changed. When you see that happening, that's fuel right there. And then your mind's going to grow. You're going to make mid-course adjustments. Always have a plan. I like to say plan and pencil. If you got no plan, you're going to wander, sideways energy. But if you're too rigid with your original plan, you're going to miss the greatest adjustments. So plan and pencil, be listening, get people who are smarter than you around the room. Don't just have yes people. Have people that challenge you, have people that bring pushback. And when you're in that environment, you're going to thrive. You're going to make a difference.
Jesse's on fire today. This is unbelievable.
What's up, Craig? What's up?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Let's do this. I want to spread some spirituality for everyone. I know it's not everyone's thing, but I'm very spiritual. I know David. That's why I call him the spiritual starfish. So I wanted to ask you, one of the things you've been talking about, because I said I was doing my homework and I love what you got going on. You talk about God's weapons for spiritual battles. Help people understand what you mean by that.
That's right. Some people say spiritual is so vague, and there's a little bit of mystery, but I also believe it's very practical. So here's one thing. It's between the ears. The victory, it's in the mind. And I learned the power of the second thought, because When I was going through that difficult time, there were floods of terrible thoughts, destructive thoughts. There's no hope for you. There's no career. There's no future. You're never going to recover. I mean, we get that. That's the first thought. But you get to choose what you do with the first thought. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to hold on to it, harbor it, entertain it. Instead, you can replace it. You know, and I was a goalkeeper. In front of the net, I was saving everything that could come my direction. You know, sometimes that's upper corner. Sometimes that's dive at someone's feet. But there's no way the ball's going in the net. And I had to have that same mentality, not on the field, but now in terms of my everyday thoughts, that I'm not going to let that first thought get in there and lodge, and I'm not going to believe it. I'm going to replace it with something that's true, that's good. I'm going to replace it with something that's uplifting. Even something as practical as like when someone wrongs you, mistreats you. You know, my first thought is get revenge, resentment. And like, no, that's not where I'm going to go. Here's my second thought: forgiveness, love everyone, forgive them fully. I'm going to rise above that. I'm not going down to that level. You know, so those are the power. Those are some examples. But honestly, I had to learn how to pray. That's something that, you know, for me was new. I didn't grow up with faith, didn't grow up with religion. I didn't believe God existed. It was really, you know, taking a look around, a couple of things. It's like, look at the stars, the moon, the sun, the earth orbit. There was no committee that set that up, right? Like, there's some intelligent design here. You know, clues like that. It's clues. But for me, I kicked the tires because I wasn't going to have a faith that didn't have evidence. I'm like, what's the evidence? I didn't have faith kind of looking for some facts. I dove into the facts. And then out of those facts, I'm like, okay, there's some evidence here. And I just started to get a source. Listen, you're wired amazingly. Everyone's wired amazingly. You have so much potential that you don't realize. And that is so true. But there's also additional sources in life. And there's other people that inspire. I believe there's a God who is loving and good. And when he's helping you, it's like there's a source that's amazing, an endless, limitless source of hope and love every day. And when you're connected and you're loved, again, it's relationships. And when you're connected and loved, man, there's power that runs through you. And I believe that's when the best thing in life happen, is when we're connected with other people. And I like to say abiding with God. For me, it's abiding with Jesus.
Jesse speaks with power. My goodness. This is great. What are you smiling at, Dave?
Well, I was just thinking, you know, regardless of what religion you are, and it's, you know, what Jesse's talking about is transforming for me, because that's what I teach. That's what Connected to Goodness, the first book that I wrote was about. It was understanding not only what you're connected to, but connected through. And when you understand that those mountains that look like they're in front of you were made by that which is inside of you and walks beside you at all time, and whether you believe in Jesus or not, it doesn't even matter. What matters to me is, do you walk like Jesus? So the stories of Jesus exist. I study all religion, and the stories of Jesus exist. And why not walk like Jesus? Whether you believe in Jesus or not, why not try to walk like Jesus? And I've lived my life under the auspice of cancel, clear, connect. Those negative thoughts, like a goalkeeper, cancel it. And if it keeps it coming at me, mega shots, then I clear my mind into that place of a higher source, clear the interference that I've created through ego with the greatest source of light, love, and lessons. And just so everybody knows, the scientific proof is what transformed me to have faith. And one piece of truth Bob Proctor taught me, right? He said, there's enough power in your pinky, David, to light up all of Manhattan. What are you doing to interfere with that? What, scientifically, they can prove the frequency and vibration of your own biochemistry. But what are you doing to interfere with your health, your happiness, your wealth, and your worthiness? You already have it. It's connected to and through you in a world of abundance, like Jesse said. In between infinity and limitlessness is where we exist. And how well are you going to connect to infinity and limitlessness through your own beliefs, actions, the law of gravity, the law of Goya, get off your ass, and the law of attraction? All to me are the cleansers of that interference. So that's why I had that evil smirk on my face, Craigie Poo.
Yeah, I love all this. And I want to respect everyone's time. I want you guys to have a great weekend with the family. We'll ask one more. Jesse, I got to ask you, a lot of people talk about gratitude. And when people understand gratitude, obviously their perspective in their life changes. But the way you described it, I've never heard before, and I loved it. You said something like this: gratitude is gritty and resilient. Tell us what you mean by that.
That's right. We can't go on our feelings. Sometimes you don't feel thankful. You know, when I was at the low point in my life, I started to write down 10 things every day. Gratitude's intentional. Gratitude is rugged, because you're going to have so many other things competing for your mind, your space, your attitude. And to choose gratitude, when you choose gratitude, you see people differently. You see the world differently. You see opportunities. It's so easy to take stuff for granted. When I lived in Africa, people were so grateful, and I thought they don't have anything. I thought they don't have money. They don't have food. They have drought. They have AIDS. Like, how are they singing? How are they dancing? How do they have gratitude? I realized it's a choice, just like hospitality is a choice. It's not how much stuff you have in your house, it's what you have in your heart. And so when you have gratitude and generosity, those two go together. We've been talking about abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. But when you have gratitude, you have an abundance mindset, you have generosity. And I learned from people in Africa, because sometimes in America, we just feel a little entitled. We start to think that, well, I'm supposed to have all these things. And we kind of lose track of how much we've been given. To whom much has been given, much is required. And when you've been given a lot, you have responsibility to steward that well, and the difference you can make. So don't hoard it. You're going to lose. If it's all about you, you're going to lose. But I mean, I love what you guys do. You find people. I was just watching Craig, your interview with Bethany Hamilton. It's like you find people that have gratitude. She lost a limb. Like, she's got gratitude. She's still surfing. She's still loving people. And when you listen to those kind of people, you realize, like, it's a choice. Hope isn't just a feeling, it's a foundation. Gratitude, it's intentional. It'll get you through the most difficult times. So it's not just a nice saying. It's not without a Hallmark card. It's a deep inside conviction that this is where I'm going. This is what I'm all about. This is how I'm going to live. And when you do that, you're going to see the fruit, because the root always produces the fruit. And if the root is fear, if the root is selfishness, the fruit's not going to be good. But when the root instead is full of gratitude, man, your relationships are going to change. And so choose today. If someone's struggling with gratitude, write down 10 things you're thankful for right now. Write down 10 things today. Start doing that habit. Watch what happens in a week. Watch what happens in your mindset. And there's just no limits. I'd say, it's hard to steer a parked car. You got to start moving. You got to start making a difference. You got to start serving. You got gifts. You got talent. There's needs all around you. Start with your family. Start at home. Don't do a bunch of things, around the community, but then it's leftovers at home. Start at home and then move out from there. Who lives around you, your neighborhood? And I just think we're going to do it together. It's going to be collaboration. It's going to be partnership. Find some people who like-minded. Find some people who are thankful, gratitude, abundance. I mean, you can hear what we're sharing today. Find those people and do it together. Just start a conversation on social media. Follow them. Soak up their stuff. Check out their interviews. And again, let's do this together. We've never been living in such an opportunity as we are right now, through social media, through the internet, through digital space. Like, this is our greatest opportunity. We're made for times like this. We got to rise up together. United States, more unity, more love. I believe this is going to be our best hour. Let's do it together.
He's great, Dave. What an unbelievable connection. Jesse, I'm a huge fan of yours, brother. This has been fantastic.
Craig, don't slow down, man. Keep running, brother. We're doing it with you.
You have my word. Happy Saturday to everyone. Dave, you want to leave the audience with one final word?
Yeah, I just want to comment on Jesse. It's really important for people to understand you can't think and outthink, talk and out-talk your feelings. Too many people have been told, just let it go, don't worry. And so much time, emotion, energy, and relationships have been wasted on the fact that you can think about and talk about making a change in the way that we feel. There's only one way to change the way that you feel, and that's to take action. And the action to take is the gracious action. Write down what you're thankful for. Go out and be of service, of value to other people. Pick up trash, smile, hug people, help them across the street. Give a meal, serve a meal, whatever you can do. That's what's going to change the way you feel over anything else. You never outthink or outtalk the way you feel. So take action, get off your ass, make it happen. That's what Jesse does. That's what the incredible Craig Siegel does. And that's what I'm trying to do here. It's always a pleasure to be on the Paradigm Shift, my brother.
Love this, guys. Jesse, you and I are going to connect after this. Both of you have an unbelievable weekend. You deserve it. For the audience listening, soak up the knowledge. As Jesse was saying, grab the gems, practice gratitude, all of it. Have an unbelievable weekend. Love you guys.
Love you, man.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you, Jesse. Thanks,
Awesome.
soon.
You
Take care,
too,
brother.
David. You too, Craig.
Bye-bye.
Well done.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Too much fun. The Paradigm Shift, episode 16 in the books. On our way to the Paradigm Shift, episode 1,000,000. For all y'all that are listening, hope you soaked up those wisdom, those gems, those nuggets. Have an unbelievable weekend. Big fight this weekend with a CLS member, Stephen Wonderboy Tompkins. And we got Conor McGregor. It should be very interesting. A lot of fun. What's up, Bree? Joannica, Carrie B, see hoops. Love you all so much. What's up, Rachie? Yeah, CLS Experience. What a delightful treat to see you, my brother Mark. I don't know if you're on here, but if you are, you better get a workout in. I don't care that it's Saturday. And McGowan, bring it on. Coffee ready. I love you all so much. And to Jesse's credit, I'm going to take his advice, and I am not going to slow down. Yes, I have a boot on. Chicago Marathon, you can run, but you can't hide. Hanny 2.0, love you so much. Have an unbelievable weekend. All of you. I want to give a shout out to Jesse and Alex, my two empire building badass ladies. Love you guys.